Having trouble still, of course. And my the tinnitus in my right ear was quite loud last night. The loud hissing, and I realized I hadn't done my curve correction weight. Where's it? Over there. That's the on the ground. There. It's the halo curve correction weight. You would put around strap around your neck, and it hangs a weight on your chest. A halo, like HALO. And I put that on for about a half hour, about 4 a.m. And the tinnitus cut in half. And then I did a little more this morning for like 10 minutes because my muscles are getting sore. Because you have to stand with perfect posture while you're wearing it. Because it's like a workout. Because it's like 15 pounds. So you have to make sure that you're in good posture. Because then your muscles get strong in that posture, which is what you want. You don't want it to get bad posture strong. You want it to be good posture strong. So you have to. So it's taxing on your muscles to stand with perfect posture for half an hour. So I hadn't done that in like a week and a half because I was having all these neck problems. And I was like, screw it, I just gotta try. And I did, and then the tinnitus got about half as quiet, half as loud. And I did this morning, it calmed down a little bit further. I can still hear it, but it's more bearable. Um, and I just want to say that we should have, like, if I had regenerative therapy, like I've got loose ligaments in my neck and I have curve correction, but I can't afford to, like, when the spine is curved, there's connections between the vertebrae, like ropes. Those are the ligaments. And then when you, let's say there was like a connection between my thumb and my forefinger. Now, when you straighten out the vertebrae, like the distance between my thumb and my forefinger would put more strain on the ligament, which would mean that more prone to injury, I assume. Maybe that's not exactly what's happening, but I do know it's generally the consensus is when your neck's straighter, there's more strain on the ligaments, there's more potential to damage your ligaments, especially around C1, C2. And it's got to be across the whole thing. I mean, it's just basic physics. If you have a curved thing and you're tying off ropes to the sides of it, and then you straighten it out, some of those ropes are going to get really yanked on and stretched because they have to be, otherwise how would it straighten out? And you could argue that, well, I don't know, I think the forward head posture, like sitting on a computer, using a cell phone, whatever you're doing, pulls your neck straight and over time stretches out those ligaments. And then the muscles will influence your natural curve, but also the ligaments, and then the ligaments are kind of naturally more in the position that are going to hold your straight neck. So I use a curve correction which reduces my symptoms. Like yesterday I was having like cold chills and hot chills, and I was having random pains throughout my arms and chest and my down to my feet, like sharp, like wasp stings, like bad pain. And it didn't last long, a few seconds, but it's intense. And so I did the curve correction and that stopped as well. Like I was having cold chills throughout the night. And if you could do the curve correction and then have regenerative therapy like stem cells, PRP, or prolo therapy or whatever in all of the ligaments in your C1 through C7 to tighten things up in the correct position, then things could stay there. And you could sit and you could drive and you could stand and walk around and do, chores in the kitchen and stuff. And, whether or not you're bending over or whatever, your ligaments would hold the structure of your neck in the correct position. And your muscles will always try to help, but your ligaments are necessary. And the muscles will quickly burn and get tired. They're not meant for long term. Anyone with a damaged cervical ligaments will tell you that their muscles burn or are tight all the time in their neck, and it really sucks. They don't do an adequate job. You need the ligaments, and I can't afford it, so I'm dying because, like, it's not covered by insurance. And if it was, I wouldn't be in this position. I'd be working a job. I might still have issues because there's an alar ligament in your C1. You can't really reach with posterior. That's the PICL treatment Dr. Centeno and Dr. Schultz do in Colorado. But that should also be covered because then you'd have more people doing it. More people would be interested in learning it. And although, I don't know, I think, I don't know how that would affect learning speed, but of like new doctors adopting it, but still, like, I think Dr. Centeno would be so swamped with demand if it was covered by insurance. Like, if it was covered by insurance, his procedure, you'd have 1,000 more appointments being scheduled overnight, maybe 10,000. Like, that's how many people are just laying in bed or not functioning in life and just waiting to die because they can't get the help they need. And I'm looking at a C1 C2 fusion instead, but it's like, that's intensely major surgery with complications of nerve problems, and cerebrospinal issues. Screws can come loose. There's the pain of the fusion itself, which is like, it's like if you have a broken arm, it hurts. Well, it's basically you're having someone mend two bones together in your spine. I don't know if it's quite the same because they're not broken, but they're being fused together. But if you watch a surgery on YouTube for a fusion, if you can stomach it, you'd see why it would hurt. And so, but after like 2 weeks, the pain goes down a decent amount, but still, you're still in pain 6 weeks out, 12 weeks out. Some people, the pain never goes away entirely. People have issues where they die. People have complications that could kill them, and then people also, it's rare, but people also have complications where it ruins their life, like they're worse off. Like, maybe I can get up and walk around now, and then I get a fusion, and I can't ever get up again. You know, all I do is sit here and just wait. And that's just my life, just be in pain, be medicated, and wait. And all that could be avoided if regenerative medicine was covered by insurance. And there's going to be a lot more people that need it going forward because of more computer use, more cell phone use, and who knows what else. But there's a lot of people I know with neck problems. Maybe not C1, C2, but I mean, I have neighbors that can't turn their head. I know people that are in disability because they got in car crashes and they have neck issues. And it's just nobody ever considered regenerative therapy, like it's not known. But the people that know about it, they can't afford it because it's like, I want to go to Regenex or someone that's going to use fluoroscopy, like imaging, to go into all the small little joints in the spine where you've got gaps of like 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters between bone and I don't know what's exactly in there. Well, there's gaps where there's connective tissue inside, and you need to get in there with a needle. And there's also arteries that run down there. There's nerves that run down there. Of course, the spinal cord's there, and then there's other veins all around it, like a spider web of veins. It's a mess, and it's different from person to person. So you could go in the same spot in two people, and you could hurt one person and not hurt the other. Like, you really need the imaging if you're going to be doing the spine, and so it's just not covered by insurance. And there's so many people that are suffering. There's so many people that are dying. I don't know how much longer I can hang on. I don't know, maybe I'll be able to get it. I don't know. I mean, I literally have to beg family and friends and just neighbors. I have to beg. And I have to beg places like Regenix to help me, even though I can't afford it. And I just, that's it. And I should have had this done, you know, back in August. And when I was up and able to go to the gym to say, okay, this is good. These things are holding in place. This is a good spot for his neck to be. He can function since the curve correction. He's doing better. Let's get his ligaments stronger in this position. And then I could go for walks all day. I could drive around all day. You know, I could get a job driving people. I could sleep without much problem. That's how I was. And I needed posterior injections to keep it that way. And maybe a PICL treatment probably would help for me because I was confirmed via digital motion X-ray to have alar ligament damage. So the one where they go like through your mouth, out the back of your throat. There's 2 holes in your cemal vertebrae. You go in there, and the alar. The alar is in there. God damn. It's hard to hold this cell phone up. Anyway, insurance should cover this. Because, I don't know, there's a decent chance I could die. And nobody's going to care. And I know so many people that are suffering. I'm tired of crying myself to sleep. I'm tired of screaming in pain all night. And this is fixable. There's people down the road that have stem cells. There's people an hour away that have stem cells, PRP. There's people that can go in there and fix me, and I just can't get it. And it's like people are like, well, you know, you got to be able to afford insurance. It's like I was making $55,000 a year after taxes. Like, and I spent money trying to help family. I didn't have savings for this. Now that I have it, I can't get help for my own family. And I was trying to help my brother, and he died. I couldn't help him. I tried. I spent everything I had, but and then I started having health problems, and of course I spent a lot of money trying to figure it out because people don't really know, like, hey, if you have tinnitus, check the person's neck. If you have neck pain, check the ligaments. Like, I had 4 doctors tell me, you can't have ligament damage in your neck. Just told me. Sight unseen. Didn't do any checking. Just said, you can't have it. Just period. I'm like, well, what if I do? You know? They'd be like, oh, well, your head would be falling off if you had ligament damage. I'm like, now it is. It's gotten worse, but now it's like a bobblehead. But like at the time, I had severe ligament damage. C1 was all twisted and nobody checked. And MRI doesn't really show it. Maybe a neurosurgeon could take a look at an MRI. MRIs just really suck for identifying ligament damage in a neck. Like, you could say a neurosurgeon with a large amount of expertise might be able to identify, but you're talking about like 10 pixels on an image. I mean, it's like a 1990s cell phone camera. It's crap. Like, for all the praise MRIs get, they're shit. They're dog shit. Like, if they were 20 times the resolution, then you'd have doctors making a lot less mistakes, even neurosurgeons that are experienced. Like, you'd be able to see things. Like, look at the James Webb telescope versus the Hubble. It's the same thing. Like, you look at the Hubble, it just couldn't see things. Now you have the James Webb telescope. It can see things now. That's an MRI. It can't see shit. And then you're trying to say, you know, well, this is here and that's there. It's like, you can't see it. Resolution's shit. The ligaments are small. You have people like where they would die in a car crash from a neck injury, and then you do an MRI on the corpse and it would look fine, and then you cut the corpse open and you look at the ligaments and you'd be like, Jesus, they're fucked. Like, MRIs aren't great for that. Now, a neurosurgeon or someone with a lot of skill can still make something of it, but there's only so much you can do with 10 pixels. You need 1,000 pixels. You need increased resolution on the image, and we don't have that. So you need like a digital motion X-ray or something like that to supplement that until MRI resolution can improve to the point where you can just clearly see, which might happen in the next 2 decades. It's just, I don't know. There doesn't seem to be much urgency behind increasing MRI resolution, which seems insane. I mean, people have been using the same MRI resolution for the last 10 years. It's like, what the fuck? It should be like cell phone cameras, but it's just, I guess the demand's not there. But it would, I don't know. I don't know if it's doctors overestimating things, what their abilities, or I don't know. But it's, fuck, we need better MRIs. But it's main thing take away from this is we need insurance to cover regenerative therapy, because so many people will be able to get help. I mean, it's not just your neck; it's your knee. You get people doing knee replacements for $20,000. I mean, it might cost the insurance that you might not pay that, but insurance companies would save a shit ton of money. Like, insurance is going to pay for, if I get a fusion, they're going to pay for that. And it's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper if they would have given me regenerative therapy. So it's in insurance best interest, and it's in our best interest. So it's in everyone's best interest for this stuff, regenerative therapy like stem cells, PRP, and prolotherapy to be covered by insurance. It needs to be covered by insurance. I mean, I'm on death's door, and I shouldn't have to be. Everything else in my body's fine. And this is a quick fix for regenerative therapy. I mean, if you do stem cells for PICL treatment, you might have to go like 3 treatments over the course of a year. Like, give it time, but like, it's better than a fusion. A lot less pain than a fusion. It doesn't necessarily help everyone. Sometimes people still need a fusion if the damage is too far gone. It's not a goddamn miracle, but it's a very, I mean, it's a miracle. Let's be real. Regenerative medicine is a miracle compared to what the alternatives are, but it can't defy the laws of physics. Like, if your ligaments are torn in half, we don't have like some sort of matrix to hold this stuff together. Maybe we will in 10 years, but right now we don't have like a matrix to hold this stuff together, like some kind of scaffolding for then the ligament to grow across and then that can dissolve away or something. I think they've done that for muscle wounds, but I don't know about ligaments. But I think you would have that in the future. But anyway, but for partial tears, stretching, yeah, it can fix that. And we need that. So please, like, I don't know how to. I think if the general public becomes aware of something, a better way to do something, the same way with like marijuana, we were like, you know what, this is all, we all agreed, everyone, like old people, young people, it didn't matter. We're all looking at marijuana thinking like, this is stupid. Like, it's fine. It doesn't hurt anyone. And then you see the laws start to change because we're all talking about it. Like, it's common knowledge on TV, on podcasts. Everyone who talks at a barbecue saying the same thing. Like, this is just stupid. Just tax it. You can pay for healthcare. Doesn't hurt anybody. Same things happen with like MDMA and psilocybin and stuff like that. Those controlled substances. Like, when people become aware of it. So if people become aware, I'm trying to raise awareness for regenerative therapy because I'm seeing a lot of older people, because I live in Florida, they're suffering. They don't need to be suffering. They don't know. They have no idea that regenerative therapy is an option. If they did, they'd be all asking for it. Like, it's just stupid. Like, it's costing Medicare, which means the state of Florida, millions and millions and millions of dollars a year to not cover regenerative therapy. It's costing them. I mean, I would say it's got to be costing like $50 million a year. There's no way it's not costing at least that. Because of all the people that are getting knee replacements and hip replacements, like all the old people here, and the back surgeries that are unnecessary. I mean, that's got to be costing hundreds of millions of dollars. So you could save so much money. So it's like, we really need to do it for all people involved, for the businesses, the corporations, the state budget, for everyone who's paying taxes, for people that can't afford stuff because they're injured, like just everyone, every step of the way, like it needs to be covered by insurance because regenerative therapy works, stem cells work, and they're just stem cells that come from your own fat in your body. I don't know if I think there might be better stem cells you can get. Who knows what they're doing down in Mexico? For right now, that's the best we got, and but it's really good, and we're not covering it, and we should. So please, like, tell everyone you know. Please, you'd be saving lives and helping the quality of life for many, many people, young and old. So please, like, understand we need regenerative therapy. It should be covered by every doctor should recognize it as this is a thing you can get for a joint. This is a thing, well, even your ribs. I don't know if you consider your ribs a joint, but there's cartilage there. But any place you need soft tissue repair, like, you can get it, and it can fix your problem. And we need this. So please share this if you can, like it if you can, just get the word out.